Hello there, YouTubers. It's me again. Just cycling home from work today. Nothing too exciting really. Other than the fact that I can get home and have a rest. Just a few things that I've seen, like noticed in the news and all that really, and sort of something that's affected me personally as well. Is I'll be totally honest. I've always worked all my life. But last year I had to claim employment and support allowance because I was doing very low hours. Now, I was told by them that I didn't have to declare any changes to this because the pure reason that it was all sorted automatically with how much national insurance you pay or whatever. Because I was a bit sceptical that I'd actually be allowed a benefit, to be honest. So anyway, so I went ahead and claimed it. It was only like 60 quid a week or something, absolutely fuck all really. But it helped because me and my partner, we have a young child and all that, and things are very tough, and I was only doing very low hours really. Sorry, this hill's getting a bit steep. So yeah, I claimed it, and it was only to be for a year or so, because that was all I was entitled to after I paid in all my working life so far. And I knew it was going to come to an end. I had several letters saying it's coming to the end. I thought, yeah, it's fine. I was expecting that. And then they pulled a new trick that I'd never seen before. And I'm starting to get a bit of a rough idea why people hate them. They sent me a payment thing for about $2,500. Now, obviously, when I saw this, I thought this has got to be a mistake, because I've obeyed all their rules. I've done everything they told me to. And yeah, I've got this payment that I have to pay for. So I phoned them up and they say, oh, we can pay £5 a week or whatever you can afford. I thought, that's fine. But on principle of it, I was told that I didn't have to declare any changes, because one week I was doing, say, 20 hours, and then the next week I was doing full-time hours, and the week after that I was doing probably 6 hours. It was all very up in the air really. So it just sort of carried on like that. So obviously, getting back to this £2,500 they want, I'm not obviously the first person to have had this issue. I've read about similar issues of someone who had their mum die, and she was getting carer's allowance and working part-time at the co-op, struggling to make ends meet. And she had a similar sort of thing. And it's absolutely disgusting how they treat people. They treat you like a hardened criminal when all you do is go to work. I get up every morning about 4:30 to be at work for about 5ish, just after 5. And I work my fingers to the bone for my family. I do not sit on my bum like some people do these days. And you don't get no thanks for it. You don't get any appreciation for sort of jobs like that really. And then they do that to you. And yet I can categorically tell you that there's people out there that are on every drug you can imagine, that cannot be asked to do a day's work in their life, and yet they can get all the benefits they want, disability and that, whatever. Whereas someone who's genuinely claimed it because they're struggling of low hours, they seem to pick on. Now, obviously, it's not on really that they do this, and I will be contesting it. So obviously, I'm not going to pay that, because one, it's not my fault, and two, I've been struggling for so long, to be honest. And, well, as I say, everyone is struggling at the moment. I'm not at all rich. People seem to be under the assumption that I am, because I'm very conservative. I don't quite know how that comes into it, but people are very judgmental these days. They don't look at things honestly and whatever. They just seem to judge you for whatever. So yeah, in hindsight, I wish I'd never claimed it. Absolutely disgusting behaviour from them, really. I can honestly see now why people hate them. And you'd have to be, a pretty low sort of person, someone who the dregs of society to want to do that, aren't you? I couldn't think of myself doing that kind of a job is absolutely appalling, causing misery to thousands, well, millions of people. And even the bloke said on the phone, oh, you're not the first person to get upset over this. I deal with these every single hour. I thought, yeah, you're proud of that, aren't you? Are you honestly proud of it? You know, a Britisher who goes to work for his family, claiming an allowance because he's struggling, and then being told that he doesn't have to declare it. Absolutely nuts. And yet, if I come over it on a rubber dinghy, I could literally just claim whatever I wanted, settle into society, and act like nothing's happened. And yet, someone who's born and raised in this country, who's worked bloody hard, worked their fingers to the bone, it's absolutely appalling. It really does make you wonder why on earth you go to work these days. Because the government don't care about it. The government don't prioritise their own citizens. They couldn't give, you know, a monkey's bloody anus about it. So obviously I'm going to phone them up later. I'm going to send them a reply, a letter, explaining that, one, they're wrong, and two, they told me that I didn't have to declare anything because it's all done automatically. So I'll be stating that in my reply letter to them. And I'll also be asking, you know, why are they doing this to so many people? Why are they picking on people? They're treating me like I've committed some heinous crime or something, when all my crimes is going to work and looking after my family. You know, the little girl that I've got at home is not my own little girl. She's my partner's little girl, and I'm sort of her dad now. And I've gone above and beyond to make my family, you know, as happy as I can. And I'm not letting someone from the DWP throw a spanner in my works when all I'm trying to do is live my life. You know, life is pretty tough as it is without having, you know, them come through the letterbox demanding £2,500 off of people because they've made an honest mistake. But in my case, I actually asked them if I needed to tell them about my hours, and they clearly told me, and I swear on my own life, my partner's life, that they told me I didn't have to tell them. So realistically, it's on their fault. That it's their fault. And I think when people claim these employment support allowance, they need to be told that, you know, they need to be told the actual truth. They need to be told of the consequences if your hours change. Not just lie to you down the phone because you're an easy target and they can get all that money out of you at the end of it. Because that's how they work. They prey on vulnerable people who are struggling, and then when they start earning a little bit of money, they're like, we're going to take all that away. And they will. They ain't going to blow a penny out of me. I'm going to contest that because I'm not happy with that. As I say, it's the principle of it. The fact that I was told I didn't have to declare any hours. Whether that's wrong or not, I'm not sure. But yeah, I certainly won't be putting up with that from them. Because if we don't fight this disgusting vermin of a government we've got in, nothing's going to change. I mean, I'm really going to vote reform when I go to the polls, because this country is absolutely messed up. The Conservatives have no idea what they're doing. Labour would be 10 times worse if they got in. I think the only way to fix this issue is to vote reform, because the Conservatives are so out of touch with normal working people. Labour clearly don't give a toss. We all know what they're like when they get into power. You know, putting us into a war in Afghanistan years ago, killing all innocent people, and then with the Conservatives, it was a waste of time. All those people lost their lives for nothing, and the Taliban's in control. So what really is the point? Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and talk soon. Okay, bye.